Hey guys, welcome back. This is Not Your Mother's Mom, and somebody requested that I do a skincare video. So that's what this is. So if you want to see how I keep this skin looking beautiful at the ripe old age of 51, just keep watching. So I'm going to go through my basic skincare routine, cleansers, moisturizers, treatments, etc. But before we start anything, let me say that if you are, I don't know, I'd say 30 or above, and you're not using Retin-A or some kind of retinol product, dogs, get on that. I've been using Retin-A since I was in my, I guess, mid-30s, and my dermatologist said that she thought pretty much everybody should be using some kind of retinol product. And I really credit it with keeping my skin looking smoother, more even toned, and helping to reduce the look of sun damage. And it's something that I've used, like I said, for about 20 years, and I can't see ever stopping. There are tons of videos and things you can read about how to get started with Retin-A, what kind of side effects you can expect, and I can do a whole separate video on that if people are interested, but I really think that and sunscreen are the kind of two most important parts of my skincare routine. But I'm happy to go through the particular products that I use, and I'll sort of go through them in order. And my morning and evening routines are fairly similar, except that in the evening, obviously I'm using something to remove makeup, and also the Retin-A. In the morning, I'm doing sort of a lighter cleanse and more exfoliating, because one of the things that Retin-A does is to cause your skin cells to turn over faster, and so you do get a lot of kind of dead skin cells that you'll want to exfoliate. So let's start with the morning routine, and usually when I wake up, I'll just kind of splash my face with water and not do much else until I shower. And when I shower, I will cleanse my face. I usually use this, which is the Origins Checks and Balances, and I use it with a Clarisonic. I use my Clarisonic every day, and again, you'll have to, if you want to use any of these products, use common sense and tailor it to what kind of skin you have. My skin type is fairly normal, can be dry in some parts, oily in other parts, like most people. I mean, I get kind of oily in my T-zone, drier on my cheeks, in the corners of my mouth, around my nose, but I have fairly normal skin. It's not super reactive or super dry or super oily. So morning, this with the Clarisonic. When I get out of the shower, I use a toner. In the morning, I usually use the Pixie Glow Tonic, which is, let's see, 5% glycolic acid, 5%, yeah, 5% glycolic acid toner. A resource for skincare information and advice is Caroline Hirons, Hirons, and she is a British, she is an absolute font of knowledge and wisdom about skincare. And I first started using this on her recommendation, and she has a blog and also a YouTube channel. So check her out if you're interested in kind of going more in depth about what products to use, what's in the different products, what they do for you. But I use this. It makes your skin more tight and more glowy. I use it on I use cotton rounds that on one side have sort of a rough texture, so you can really get in there and exfoliate the dead skin cells that are left over, even after I use my Clarisonic. Then I will go on to use in the morning a vitamin C serum. This is the one I'm using now and have been using for about a year. This is the C-Firma Day Serum by Drunk Elephant. I checked with my dermatologist. She said, yes, vitamin C. There aren't a ton of products that I've sort of brought to her and said, should I use this? And she's been like, yes, you know, definitely. But vitamin C was definitely one of them that she was like, yeah, there is some research showing that that really can help with, again, what we all want: evening of skin tone, tightening of skin, reduction in the look of large pores, etc. So this, then I will go in with a moisturizer, and I tend to sort of dabble in different kinds of moisturizers depending on what my skin is doing at the time. So like in the summer, a lighter moisturizer; in the winter, a heavier one. I tend to like moisturizers that don't feel really heavy and greasy on the skin. There are a lot these days that are sort of gel water-based moisturizers. One of them I really like is the Tatcha. It's just called the Water Cream. And this has a really nice kind of gel-like texture. It absorbs super quickly into your skin and really does a nice job of moisturizing if you don't need something really heavy. If you need heavy-duty moisturizing, this probably won't be enough for you. But for my needs and in the morning, it's what I like to use. The other one that I have been using recently, and this is a Korean brand called Medicube, and this is the Red Erasing Cream. It says a moisture barrier cream which revitalizes weary skin and soothes sensitive skin. The line, and then there's a lot of stuff in what I assume is Korean on the back, which obviously I can't read, but I really like this cream. It's very non-greasy. It has like zinc or something in it. It feels like almost like it moisturizes your skin and soaks up oil at the same time. It's really an interesting texture. I mean, it's very thick, but it's not greasy. And I really like it. The whole line is sort of I think intended for kind of more acne-prone skins, which I'm not especially. I mean, I'll get the occasional hormonal breakout, but it's not something I worry a ton about. But I really, really like this cream, and it's super cheap, as opposed to the Tatcha products are a little on the pricey side. But this was like maybe $15 or something, and there are lots of places you can get it. You can Google it. Again, it's Medicube, and I'll list all the products in the description bar. Okay, so that's pretty much my morning. Oh, and then, of course, sunscreen. Right now I'm using the Glossier sunscreen. This is called Invisible Shield. This only has an SPF of 35, and if I were going to be out in the sun, in direct sunlight for longer, I would use something with a higher SPF, but for kind of my daily needs, this is plenty for me. Really important to use sunscreen. I mean, we can do everything in the world that we want to our skin, but much better to prevent damage than to try to fix it afterwards. So really, we should all be wearing sunscreen every day. So that's pretty much the morning routine. Evening routine, I don't wear a ton of base makeup, but I do wear a lot of powders, and I wear some color products on my skin, some blusher, some bronzer, highlighter, and I wear eye makeup. So in the evening, most of my skincare is geared towards removing makeup and then sort of treatment, cleansing and then treatment. So to remove my makeup, first I'll go in, and this is one of those routines that's like, I'm a little crazy about skincare. It's the way I am with my teeth. Like, I floss and then I brush and then I floss again. Like, I'm a little insane with skincare, and by no means do you need all these steps, but I'm just telling you what I do. And it doesn't take that long. I mean, my skincare routine in the evening doesn't take longer than probably 5 minutes or so, which I'm happy to devote that amount of time to it. So first I'll go in usually with a, what do you call these? A cleansing wipe. These are the ones I've been using lately, simple micellar water cleansing wipes. They're just really gentle. They remove makeup really well, but there are a million different kinds of these. You know, you can always find them at, like, Marshall's always has a really good selection of them, in TJ Maxx, or even the drugstore. I don't think this is something that you need to splash out on. I mean, these were just a few bucks. So that's the first step. Then I will use a cleanser that is specifically made to break down makeup and remove it. The one I'm using now, which I really like, is called the Oskia Renaissance Cleansing Gel. Illuminating vitamin melting cleanser with vitamins A, C, and E, omega, and pumpkin enzymes, chamomile, and rose. And this is a lovely, lovely cleanser. It's a gel formula, and then what you do is really work it into the skin, and then add a little water so it kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Not metabolizes. I can't think of it at the moment, but it emulsifies. And use a washcloth and kind of get in there, scrub it around, and it takes off your makeup great. And then I will go in with a second cleanser. So that's sort of the makeup removing portion of the routine. I will go in with a second cleanser, either again the Origins one, or I've been using this one too lately, the Boscia Purifying Cleansing Gel. And this is a foaming cleanser, but it's very light. It's super stripping of your skin. It doesn't leave you with that tight feeling, but makes your skin feel really clean. And so I like that. Then after that, again, I'll go in with a toner. At night, I usually use the, watch me butcher the French, Biologique Recherche Lotion P50. And this is sort of a cult classic, a cult favorite. Caroline Hirons, again, is where I first heard about this, but you can read about it. I think it's great. It's got all sorts of acids in it, balancing exfoliator. It's just a great product. The smell is kind of nasty, and it also has an effect of, it has phenol, I believe, in it, which is sort of an ingredient that some people think is not great for your skin. I haven't had any problems with it, and I really like the way it makes my skin feel. It has sort of a numbing quality, and it also makes your skin turn red. These things all sound terrible, but it's a really nice product. Again, on the pricey side, but you only need a tiny bit. I mean, I just soak a cotton pad with it, like, just kind of tip over once, soak the pad. And so one of these will last me probably 6 months, I would say. So that's that. Then I go in with my Retin-A. What I like to do, I use the lowest strength of Retin-A. So this is 0.025. This is a prescription. You don't need to see a dermatologist for this. Usually your primary care doc will prescribe this for you if you want it. And even using the lowest strength, what I like to do is dilute it. So I mix it with either a moisturizer. What I like to mix it with is the Drunk Elephant B-Hydra Intensive Hydration Gel. So obviously what that does is dilute it and also gives you some moisturization at the same time. Even having done that, I go on top of it with another moisturizer, either the Tatcha or lately I've been using the Medicube. So I kind of switch off between those. What else? I guess the other things are things that I would consider sort of extras in your routine. And these are things that I'll do, like masks and kind of super exfoliators, things that I'll do maybe once or twice a week. And I'll show you just a few of the things that I've been liking lately. This is one that I've been using for a while, and this is, I believe it's Korean. Oh no, well, it's made in Japan. Sorry, it's Japanese. I read that they sell like one of these every minute or something crazy like that. Like, it's just a hugely popular product. And this is a really cool product. So you put it on your skin. It's a gel. You let it sit for about a minute, and then you go in and just massage it into your skin. And the product kind of balls up, and as it balls up, it kind of takes off the dead skin, the top kind of layer of dead skin. So it's really great for exfoliating. With these kind of products, there are a lot of claims made that when you rub it around, that what you see, what those little balls that you see are dead skin. It's partially true. You see some dead skin, but mostly what you're seeing is the product balling up. Because I can do this like a million times and still get the product to ball up. So it's not really taking off as much skin as it looks like. It's really just removing the dead skin, but the dead skin sort of clings to these little rolled up balls, and it's just really effective. So I'll use this. Sometimes I'll use this before I do any skincare in the morning if my skin's looking particularly flaky, or in the evening. Again, it's just one of those things I use kind of a few times a week. And then another thing that I've really been liking is this by Lancer. It's called the Method Polish. I have the one for normal combination skin, and it's just a really good exfoliator. It's really gritty. It doesn't have the microbeads that are so terrible for the environment. It has more of like a sandy feeling grit to it, and it's in a base that smells kind of nice and smells kind of herbal, kind of like lavender, and it's just a really nice exfoliator. I usually use this in the shower because it's a little bit messy, but I really like that. And then as far as masks go, I don't know. I mean, I use masks kind of because they're fun. A lot of times my son and I will do masks together as sort of a little bonding experience, throw on a mask, throw on an episode of Friends, and just kind of relax. I don't see a huge difference in my skin after using most masks, but I think you see a little difference with some of them. It really depends on your skin, depends on what you're using. The couple that I've been liking lately, this one is by Algenist, and it says Prebiotic Balancing Mask, and you can read about this, read about all the claims. I don't know, it's sort of I think it's a clay-based mask, but it's not super tightening or drying. It feels really nice on the skin, smells really nice. Your skin feels really smooth afterwards, so I really like that one. Another one I just got a sample of, which I really like, is the Origins Retexturizing Mask with Rose Clay. This is one of the clay masks that really feels like it is sort of pulling oil and gunk out of your pores. So this one I wouldn't use more than once a week. It's pretty aggressive. I mean, it doesn't sting or hurt or anything, but I feel like it really is doing something. But I like to use this about once a week. Whew, that's a lot of stuff, I know. It seems like a lot. It's really not. I mean, when you break it down, it's basically a cleanser, a toner, exfoliating, and treatment and moisturization and sunscreen. And that's it. I think my skin looks pretty good for 51. I really credit it mostly to the use of Retin-A. I think that is the #1 thing. And again, like I said, I can do a more in-depth video on Retin-A because there's sort of a lot of ins and outs to it. I think if you're going to start with it, definitely start at the lowest concentration, because when you initially start it, you will have some irritation, some flaking, etc. Oh, I have an eye cream that I've been using too, but I don't know. I don't really think that eye creams are strictly necessary. I think most creams that you use on the rest of your face are fine for your eye area. I even use the Retin-A, again, mixed with the Drunk Elephant gel. I'll even use that in my eye area, and I don't really get any irritation from that. Mostly I'll use it sort of in these outside, you know, kind of crow's feet areas. Can't really think of anything else. Happy to answer any questions you have down below. Again, I will list all the products, and let me give a disclaimer. I'm not a dermatologist, obviously. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm just a skincare junkie, and I'm always trying new products. You know, there's some things that I will stick with and probably never stop using, like the toners that I mentioned, the Retin-A. But as far as exfoliators and moisturizers and sunscreens and masks, I like to jump around and try different things. I just think it's fun. It's something I enjoy. But by no means do you need all of these products. I think, like I said, the Retin-A is the most important. And then at night, just getting your face really clean. If you do, especially if you wear foundation, getting all of that off of your skin, and just making sure that when you go to bed, your skin is just super clean. You know, don't sleep in your makeup, obviously. So that's about it. Ask me any questions you want, and everything will be listed below. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Subscribe if you would like to. And if you like this video with a thumbs up. All right, that's it for today. See you soon. Thanks. Bye.